A storm raged outside, but inside the hospital room, time stood still. The air smelled of antiseptic and fading hope. He held her hand, cold, delicate, yet still trying to give warmth. In that fragile moment, their love story, years in the making, came flooding back like a wave that refused to be ignored. Liam was never the kind of man who believed in fairy tales. He worked long hours as a mechanic in a small town, his fingers forever stained with grease, his heart carefully guarded behind sarcastic jokes and quiet smiles. Life had taught him to expect little and survive with less. Love, that was for people who hadn't been disappointed yet. Then came Alara. She walked into his life on a rainy Tuesday. Her car had broken down right outside his garage, as if fate had taken a screwdriver to her engine just to steer her his way. She was soaked from the rain, strands of auburn hair clinging to her cheeks, her voice apologetic but full of laughter. She called the storm romantic, and her laugh stayed with him long after she left. Alara was a dreamer, a children's book illustrator, full of light and strange metaphors. She believed that every person carried a story in their chest, like a burning star waiting to be seen. Liam didn't know how to handle someone like her. She didn't just want to talk, she wanted to listen, to really know people. It terrified him, but she kept coming back. At first, it was for the car. Then for coffee. Then, for him. Slowly, she chipped away at the walls he'd spent years building. She found the pain he hid behind quick nods and half smiles. She found the boy who lost his mother at 12 and the man who never thought he'd be enough for anyone. And he found someone who looked at him like he was more than just a man with oil on his hands and scars in his heart. She saw him. They fell in love the way autumn leaves fall, slowly at first, then all at once. The world around them softened. Sunday mornings became sacred, with pancakes and laughter echoing through a tiny kitchen. She would draw him into her world of magic, and he would hold her close when reality crept in too loud. But life, as it often does, had its own plan. One day, she fainted at the bookstore. The diagnosis came like a thief in the night, a rare form of leukemia, aggressive and unrelenting. Liam refused to believe it. He tried to fight it with hospital visits, second opinions, and every dollar he had. But as weeks turned into months, her body grew tired, and her spirit, though still bright, began to flicker. Liam never left her side. He read to her when she was too weak to open her eyes. He made her laugh even when it hurt. He wrote her letters she would never get to read. But most importantly, he listened. He listened to her dreams, to her fears, to the small, sacred details of her soul. Then came the night she whispered those words, "Promise me you'll still chase your dreams." He cried for the first time in years, not because he was losing her, but because she was still thinking of him, even at the edge of goodbye. Alara passed away one quiet morning, with Liam holding her hand and the sunrise spilling gold through the window. For weeks, Liam was lost in silence. The world felt too big, too cruel, too loud. But then one day, he found her sketchbook. On every page were drawings of them, laughing, loving, living. Notes in the margins spoke of hope, of children's stories she never got to finish, and of the life she dreamed for him. That was the day he made a decision. He sold the garage. He moved to the city. He enrolled in art school, surrounded by kids half his age who didn't know what he had lost, or what he was about to gain. He started illustrating children's books, finishing the ones she never could. Stories about hope, about love, about a mechanic who learned to dream again. Years later, Liam stood in front of a crowd, holding his first published book. The cover showed a fox and a firefly, dancing under stars. "This story," he said, voice steady, "is about someone who taught me how to listen. And when you truly listen, to another person, to your own heart, that's when you begin to live." And so, this beautiful love story wasn't about avoiding pain, or finding the perfect ending. It was about learning to love through the storms, to listen through the silence, and to dream, even when it hurts. Because sometimes, the most beautiful stories are the ones that never end, but keep living on through the people they touch. Thank you for listening. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to share it with someone you care about, and remember, love doesn't end, it echoes.